And even though I was the gardener, you were the one doing all the hoeing. It made my heart pound once I realized I finally had did it. Let's do a video, cause
I don't plan on getting no sleep. While we doing our thing, moving too fast. Candy paint with the windows all black, seats creme brulee.
For a long time, I thought I'd be good at gardening. Flowers especially were my favorite to fondle with. Attempt after attempt, I had to learn to be patient and play around with it. But after so many failed attempts, I had to check my soil like what's wrong with it. Then I planted new seeds and watched them grow a bit. You were the best flower in my garden without me even knowing it. From the moment I watched you sprout from the ground, I just knew you were gonna be different. It made my heart pound once I realized I finally had did it. You were pretty and perfect. I would be a fool not to admit it. But looks can be deceiving, so tell Eve that I finally do get it. Your stem was strong. You withheld every storm I couldn't protect you from. And every time I made a mistake, you stayed grounded because you knew I was new to this. I tried my best to make sure you had the right amount of sunlight. Tried to make sure you would shower right. Anything to protect you from shriveling up and dying that night. But I guess my love wasn't enough to turn a weed into a flower, right? I spent the time, gave the attention. Everything was all good until your thorns got a few inches. I thought you was something special, like a rose out of the concrete. But you were more like a dandelion in between the fences. And after a while, keep you around made the garden more acidic. And no method of aeration could possibly have fixed it. But yet, I tried my hardest to keep you growing. After all, I am the one to put the efforts into keeping you glowing. And even though I was the gardener, you were the one doing all the hoeing. After a while, keep you around made the garden more acidic. And no method of aeration could possibly have fixed it. But yet, I tried my hardest to keep you growing. After all, I am the one to put the efforts into keeping you glowing. And even though I was the gardener, you were the one doing all the hoeing. But I forgave you over and over, because your touch was so poetic. Your looks were prettier than the actual roots that were embedded. I gave you all my good fertilizer, not realizing that once the seasons ended, I would actually regret it. Even spent more time on my hands and knees, but I don't even think you noticed. You were so caught up with other gardeners touching you, it made me uncomfortable, but yet you still gloated. I should have spent more time with other flowers, but to you, I was so devoted. You were a wildflower. I was a fool to think you were irrepressible. A fool to think I'd get the best of you. A fool to still stick around after you gave all your petals out long as I got to get the rest of you. I almost gave up on gardening because of you. But my friends told me, girl, just let that flower die, especially when you're capable of growing something new. And then I realized you didn't deserve to be in my garden. This environment to you was foreign. You belonged in a field with a bunch of other flowers that were born. Where rabbits could eat you alive, where honeybees could suck the life out of you to provide for the hive, from water you'd be deprived, where no real flower could actually survive, let alone attain the basic needs to thrive. I learned that I'm actually good at gardening, and it's normal for some flowers to die. But you were the flower I wanted to show off, so I tried my best to keep you alive. But I guess some flowers are just better off dead, so this is our final goodbye. Paul.
I don't plan on getting no sleep. While we doing our thing, moving too fast. Candy paint with the windows all black, seats creme brulee.